Hey guys, welcome to my video. So today what we're going to be doing is makeup, but today for the left side of my face I was going to be using primer, and for the right I did not. Essentially what I want to see is primer, is it even worth it, or are we just wasting our money on another beauty product? So let's get into the video and I will show you, and I will also be back within 12 hours to show you the difference between the two sides of my face. Thanks you guys, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to start off, as I mentioned in the intro, I'm going to be doing half of my face with primer and the other half without. And essentially I'm going to be testing it out all day. It is currently now 9 a.m. So at the end of the day, I will tell you guys what time it is, and then we're going to see if there actually is a difference and see if primer is really worth it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start off with is First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Primer. This will really help you moisturize your skin. Sometimes in the winter I get pretty dry skin, and I do live in Canada, so of course. Okay, so I do find that my face is a combination. So I do get pretty dry around the outside, and then in my T-zone I do get pretty oily. So I'm going to be really interested to see if my makeup starts breaking out during the day around my nose, because I do find that is my biggest problem here. So the next one I'm going to be doing is Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. And this essentially is just going to all your pores, kind of like airbrush them so it's seamless, we'll say. So now I'm going to be using Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. So I just take a little bit of that and apply it to my eyelid. So now that I have all my primer set, I'm going to be going in with my foundation. I use Becca Skin Love Weightless Blur Foundation, and I am in the color Sand right now. So I'm going to take my beauty blender. It's not actually a beauty blender. This is a microfiber one, and I say it's the best. So I just put a little bit on my beauty blender, and then I work it into my whole face. So first I'm going to actually start off by putting a little bit of loose setting powder on it. The translucent powder I use is by Milk. Okay. So while I'm waiting for that to set, I will just take a clear mascara and use it on my brows just to kind of set them as well. Perfect. So now I'm going to start off with my eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm going to use the Morphe M433 brush. Just the head. Okay. And I am going to start off with this palette, Sippin' Pretty by Kylie Jenner. And the color I'm going to be going in with my eyelid is going to be Jungle Juice. Take that off. And I do like to put this all over my lid all the way up, just to give it a nice transition shape. I'm going to be going in with is Tequila. I like to just use that in my crease. Still with the same brush, just because I don't want it too heavy. Just lightly go in. I take the lightest amount, and then as well as I blend it into my corners. Okay, so the next thing I do is I'm going to blend out my corners. I'm going to put a little bit of color. I'm not going to do too much of a big makeup look today for my eyes. Called Pretty. Okay, so it's going to be this shimmery shade right here. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, so all I'm going to do is start putting that in my corner crease with the lightest hand. Okay. So now I'm going to be going back into Sipping Pretty. I'm going to take a flathead brush. I do like to give it a little bit of a spray, so I like to use MAC Prep and Prime Fix. So I like to give it just a little bit of a spray. And I'm going to be going in with this palette called Party Animal. It's just like a soft glittery pink. Going to be applying that onto my brush and then just packing it in on the inside. Now I've done that, I'm just going to take another Morphe brush and I'm going to go back in just with a little bit more of, which one is this? Jungle Juice, and just kind of blend everything out and together. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, I'm going to start contouring. I'm just going to take NARS concealer in light number 2, Vanilla. And I'm just going to be putting that in my T-zone, down my nose a little bit, on my chin, around and under my eyes. I really like to get tight work here underneath my eyes. Just take any flyaways, anything that may fall from my eyeshadow. And then I like to go into Anastasia Beverly's Halo Contour. And I'm actually going to be using the yellow shade, the Banana, for underneath my eyes. And then sometimes I do like to contour the outside of my face, so I am going to be using the same contour palette. I am going to go with the lightest brown shade and contouring the outside of my face, as well as my nose and my cheeks. Okay, so now that that's done, I don't usually bake too often. I usually just let it sit for a few minutes, do my own thing. Sometimes I'll just tweeze my eyebrows or what I want to do. And then I'll go in with my translucent setting powder. Okay, so now it's been a few minutes. I'm just gonna go in with a small little brush and just set underneath my eyes with some translucent setting powder. Then now I'm gonna go in with shade Light Contour Palette by Kat Von D. I'm gonna take the color Lyric. I'm almost out. It is the middle one. It's a banana powder for underneath my eyes. I'm just gonna take a bit of that and put it underneath my eyes. Okay, so now I'm going to just be putting some highlighter in the corner of my eyes. I do just like to go in with a little white pencil first. my trick is I actually use a lighter to heat up the pencil first, just for a few seconds, just like that. And then I'll go in and put in the corner of my eyes. I just find when I apply my highlighter, it goes on a lot smoother. Okay, so now that that's all done, I'm just going to highlight the inside of my eyes. I'm just going to take a very fine makeup brush, very small, spray it once again, and I'm going to be using Sephora's Golden Hour Illuminating Highlighter, a pink tone highlighter. I'm just going to be taking out my brush and dabbing that on. So now that that's all done, I'm going to be going in with Sephora's 59 Fluffy Brush. And I'm just going to be putting on my translucent powder all over my face. Okay, so now that that's all done, I'm going to be going in with Too Faced Xoxo Contour Palette. And this is just a powder palette. So essentially, I just like to use their brush that they gave me and go in with Light Cocoa and Pop of Cocoa on my T-zone. I'm going to be using medium cocoa, and I'm going to just contour the edge of my face, and I'm going to be going in with Sephora's 79. So now I'm going to move my way on to my cheeks. I have very pink eyes, so I don't really want to do bright pink cheek. So I'm going to be using Sephora 201 brush for my cheeks. And the palette I'm going to be using is Kylie Jenner again, and this is called X-Rated. So the next thing I want to do is just go in with a small, tiny little brush. And I do like to put some highlighter on my nose. This is Becca Pearl. I have used this a lot too. So I just take a lot of it and I put it on the top of my nose, down the bridge, and then just a little circular motion at the tip, and then over my lips. And then of course on my brow bone. Now I'm just going to be highlighting my face. I think today, yeah, I'm gonna go in with Champagne Pop, of course, by Becca. I think this is probably almost everyone's favorite highlighter in the world. I see it all the time. And then once again, I'm just going to be spraying my brush for my highlighter and using that on my cheekbones, the very top. Like, look at that. And then as well as I like to go over my brow, and I do the famous Rihanna 3 swipe. I'm just going to be putting some lash primer on my left side of my face, of course. Going to be curling my lashes. And I swear the best mascara is the cheap one from the drugstore. It's called Get Big Lashes Volume Curl. It's Lash Lifting by Essence. Okay, so next I'm going to be doing my eyebrows. I'm just going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills double-ended brow duo brush. And then I'm going to be going in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the color Taupe. Okay, the last but not least, my lips. So I already primed my lips off camera. I just did half of my lips. I exfoliated with Lush cookie dough exfoliator, and then I just put a primer on. So I'm going to go in with my absolute favorite lipstick ever, Huda Beauty liquid matte lipstick in the color Wifey. So I do not use a pencil. I cannot use a pencil to save my life. I think part of the reason why I like liquid matte lipstick is because of the brush. I go in like this, and yes, I do overline my lips. So now my makeup's all done, I'm going to set half of my face with the MAC setting spray. So after I do some of my makeup, I like to use the back end of my beauty blender just to blend it in a bit. Perfect, so I'm gonna wait for this to dry and get changed real quick. I'm gonna show you the finished product, and then as well as I will be back in a few hours just to show you the difference. Okay, you guys, so here is my finished look. And this is Mr. Caesar salad. So I will be back. It is now 10:15. I got changed and everything. So I will be back in probably the next 12 hours, and we're going to see what side held up better. I really kind of know how this is gonna go. I can already tell, but you guys will be the judge of that. Okay, so see you guys in 12 hours. Hi, I'm back. It has been 11:20 p.m. I'll show you right now, and I am going to really look at my makeup. The first thing I can see is already the side I had no primer. My nose is like completely gone. There's no makeup on it whatsoever. And then as well as on my cheeks, which is really weird because I never usually get that as a problem area. But now that I didn't use primer for the first time in I don't know how long, I'm noticing it peeled there as well. Yeah, wow. Okay, so I'm noticing as well, first I'm going to start with my foundation, as I'm noticing it cracked a lot over here mostly. It looks really like blotchy, if you can tell. I'm going to zoom in as well. So my foundation definitely held up a lot better with the primer, 150%. With my eyebrows, I do notice this looks quite, I don't know, my eyebrows, I don't really notice a difference, but this one for some reason actually looks better. Like I feel like this one faded a lot, and this is the one that used a primer, and this one just looks quite intact. Oh, hello. I have not touched my makeup whatsoever. I am noticing underneath my eye where I did use a primer for my mascara, I am getting a little bit of flyaways, but my mascara definitely did held up a lot better with my primer. I can definitely tell my eyes look a lot better with the primer. And then same with my eyeshadow. It just seems like a lot more pigmented, if you can tell right now. If I close my eyes. So, moral of the story, I'm going to have to say primer is not a gimmick for my trial. I've tested it for over 12 hours now, and I definitely will continue to use primer. It definitely helps me a lot. So hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I'll see you guys next time.